not telling me everything, Malcolm.
I'm not.
And I still remember how.
I'm afraid that if I do, I'm afraid that if you knew everything, then you would turn against us.
Remember how it all began.
Answer the question, Malcolm. Beyond your own deeply ingrained survival
When we were
instincts,
playing in
what
my
makes you
mind.
believe that humanity is worth saving? Can you name for us a
Build a
single
spaceship out of dirt.
even one?
What you feel, what you forget.
I can't point to a single era of peace in our history.
How we come into this world. How to feel, how to connect. How we come into this world. Disappear again.
There's nothing I can say that proves we are anything other than a cancer on this planet. Self-destructive, angry, and hateful creatures. But what if I could show you that we can change and prove to you that we could be more?
Obviously, we have no way of knowing, but it's not clear whether the star that was talked about is a single star or whether they meant an astronomical alignment of objects in the sky. Really know.
It's known as conjunction in scientific terms. According to researchers, Jupiter and Venus did appear as one large star-like object in August 3 BC.
Beat history. Boy, I'm trying to meet your mama on a Sunday. The nigga I love on a Monday. Never need no one else, babe. 'Cause I'll be switching in positions for you. Cooking in the kitchen and I'm in the bedroom.
In 1665, Jupiter's most fascinating feature was discovered. Its giant red eye was actually the eye of an enormous storm, unlike any experienced on Earth. This one has raged for at least 300 years.
Positions for you. Kitchen and I'm in the bed.
quite fast around the edge, but it's calm in the center. It's not like a hurricane, which has an eye and very fast, turbulent winds in the center. The red spot is rather calm. If you're in a balloon, it might be a pleasant ride, as long as you avoided the small-scale stuff like the thunderstorms and the turbulent places. Even though you're going very fast, it might be quite calm.
Fast as in 350 miles an hour. The fastest wind ever recorded here on Earth was 231 miles an hour. But is it an Earth-like storm?
It's a giant collection of clouds roiling around, lightning going on. So we can only model and imagine what kind of precipitation, but condensation in the form of condensed vapor of various gases.
This famous red spot is a high-pressure system that can take 10 days to complete a rotation.
Until we go back home, we walk the night.
That's not the only curious thing. Hurricanes, as we know them, need water in order to form. There's no water engine in the red spot. This never-ending weather system is feeding on something else. But what? Jupiter's great red spot is something like a non-stop hurricane. It's a colossal storm, complete with violent wind and lightning. Storm chasers would love to go running after it. Dr. Tim Downing at the University of Louisville is in the hunt for similar phenomena here on Earth.
Make it red, cut the line, let me live my life. I know that you're lonely, but if you come back home.
But if you go on the edge of the red spot, especially northwest, you get some of the most horrific thunderstorms you're going to find on Lake Jupiter.
The spot doesn't have an eye, and it isn't fueled by water. There's no ocean over which it flows. One thing keeps it going and going. Actually, an atmospheric layers thick, hover and cover the planet.
If you were inside the atmosphere of Jupiter, you would hear very loud thunder. In fact, the thunder actually travels 4 times faster on Jupiter than it does on Earth. It's about 3,000 miles an hour.
Jupiter is a hostile, restless planet. Its giant gaseous body and violent storms make it one of the most alien environments in the solar system. Even though it is 500 million miles from us, we may have more in common with our cousin planet than we think.
The lesson to learn from Jupiter here is whatever's going on in our climate and weather patterns here on Earth, Jupiter has more of it. Earth is not an island, and there are better examples of what's going on Earth than even Earth itself.
For scientists, Jupiter is the king of many questions concerning our solar system and could possibly hold the answers. Is simple. Jupiter's is complex.
Now on Jupiter, you just basically have one storm system sort of stacked on another, with lots and lots of room. Basically, these are the storms in their natural state.
These storms move relentlessly within Jupiter's other distinct feature, streams of fierce jets that continually circle the planet.
per second.
Other belts and zones of varying widths extend outward from there. They are what give Jupiter its characteristic appearance. They move in alternating directions, some eastward, some westward.
They're much smaller scale, the high latitude jets, than the equatorial one. As far as in comparison to Earth, these are massive, super fast, high speed winds, and yet they're just going back and forth.
The planet's rotation rate has something to do with it. Jupiter generates a lot of energy because it really moves.
You have one of the most powerful radiation environments in the solar system, aside from the sun.
The magnetic field of Jupiter is the largest entity, I believe, in the solar system.
It is a bubble 450 million miles long, buzzing with electrically charged particles. It's Jupiter's magnetosphere.
Solar wind is charged particles, a proton or electron. These particles flow along
So the very nature of the spinning causes Jupiter to not just have one jet stream, but many jet streams going in opposite directions along the planet. And so you can see these zones. So what you have is an exaggerated version of Earth's basic weather pattern.
The spectacular swirls are created in surface clouds where the zones meet. It's believed that the energy ultimately powering this belt comes from intense heat deep within. It's not unlike something we see every day.
It's a movie, even though its bright times as far away from Earth as the sun is, it still would look immense in the night sky.
If visible, it would take a familiar form, a windsock. There's a rounded section facing away from the planet in one direction, with the tail flowing out the other. This windsock reaches the outer orbit of Saturn. Power plant Jupiter generates up to 10 million amps of electrical current.
The biggest planet in the solar system can conduct electricity all the way through it and around it. solar system can conduct electricity all the way through it and around it.
This conductivity creates a phenomenon we can see when the excited charged particles escape.
Jupiter has auroras because when those particles leak in and crash into the upper atmosphere, it glows, and just as Earth has auroras.
These ghostly auroras are 1,000 times more powerful than Earth's northern and southern lights. They measure up to 1,200 miles across. If you could stand under them, they'd fill the entire sky, moving at lightning speed, 10,000 miles an hour. Jupiter's magnetic field is a monster, and it roars. In fact, it's speaking to us right now. Jupiter, the giant of the solar system, has something to say if you're listening.
We can hear what we call lion roars because it has this roaring sound. We can hear whistler modes. We can hear hiss and whistles that are going pew, pew, pew. And these are all indications of dynamics, things that are happening in the magnetosphere now.
If you find yourself driving on a dark desert highway, your AM radio might just tune in to the strange sounds of Jupiter's magnetosphere. The bursts are as short as a few seconds and as long as a couple of minutes. They come and go every hour or two.
Most of it sounds like static, but every once in a while you pick up something that sounds like a rising tone or a falling tone.
Some listeners have described audio spasms that sound like woodpeckers or waves crashing on the beach. The noise is disturbing. Just why the planet was talking remained a mystery until Voyager 2 passed through the outer magnetosphere in 1979.